So I just want to do a quick weekly roundup of the eyeshadow palettes that I've used today, and I'm going to update you on my experience with the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm, specifically in the Universal shade. So let's get the eyeshadow palettes out of the way first, and then I'll tell you about the balm. The palettes that I decided to focus on this week are the Lorac Mini Pro palettes, and I have 3 of them. These palettes are $16 each. Pretty sure I got them on a sale, and they come with 6 shades. Now this one is the Winter Rose palette, and it has 3 shimmers and 3 mattes, and this is more of your like pinky light mauve tone color story. Does have this little mirror here, and these are pretty tiny. They come with 4.8 grams or 0.16 ounces of product, so it's a little palette. It's a little palette, but you can definitely get some really pretty looks out of it. The other 2 palettes have the same numbers in terms of how much product are in there. This second one here is Frosted Sequoia, and this one also has 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. This is more of your like neutral brownie kind of color story. So if you're the kind of person who wants like an everyday palette and you wanted a mini, this one is like a pretty good one. The one that I have on my eyes today is the Mystic Oak, and this one actually has 4 shimmers and 2 mattes. So it has 1 more shimmer than the other 2. This is more of your cool toned, shimmery, silvery, and especially having this black matte here, definitely you can make it a more dramatic look. Now, I already like the Lorac formula. I really like their mattes especially, and I have found that I like their shimmers. Sometimes their shimmers can be a little bit chunky, so that's not as fun, but they blend out so well. And today I think I have on all 4 of the shimmers and I used just a little bit of the black to blend in the outer corner over a wing that I did. In comparison to other like mini palettes, I wanted to show you the Viseart, one of the Viseart Petit Four palettes, and this one is Bouillon. Now, the Viseart one has 4 shades, while the Lorac has 6. So there's that difference. The Lorac palette, like I mentioned, has 4.8 grams or 0.16 ounces, while the Viseart has 6 grams and 0.21 ounces. So there's a little bit of a difference. Now, another product I wanted to compare the Lorac palettes, mini palettes to, is the Natasha Denona mini palette. Now, this is the mini Glam palette, and this has 5 shades, so 3 shimmers and 2 mattes. And if my calculations are correct, they honestly may not be, okay? I'm not a mathematician. I'm a therapist. This has about 4 grams of product. Now, the Natasha Denona palette, mini palettes are $25, and the Viseart mini palettes, the petite palettes that have 4 shades, are also $25. You can get both of these on sale sometimes. And the Lorac palettes have 6 shades, and they are $16. So you get more shades in the Mini Pro palettes. You get kind of like right in the middle in terms of which has more product. So that's just kind of for you to know. I like all of the formulas. I like the Lorac formula, I like the Natasha Denona formula, and I like the Viseart formula. I think a lot of it will depend on what color story you like, what brands you're kind of used to, and for me, which one is on sale. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get to what you're probably actually here for. And that is the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm. Now, this is in the Universal shade. If you can see, I have just been running my finger over the top and putting it onto my face after I have cleansed and moisturized my skin. And I've been using this Universal shade as a primer for my foundation. Now, the foundation that I've used with the Universal, I've used my NARS Soft Matte. I've also used my Dior Backstage, and I have used my Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin. I've used all of these foundations with the primer, with the balm, and I have been really impressed with I've just been really impressed. So I have the balm on right now as a primer, and today I have on my NARS Soft Matte Foundation. Now, I've mentioned before that I like to use my NARS Soft Matte or my Dior Backstage during the week for work, because especially on my long days, I don't really want to be popping up and having to like redo my makeup or powder or anything, but I've gotten used to like touching up throughout the day. What I notice is that I don't really have to touch up. Now, I have oily skin, but with this balm, I do feel like my skin isn't as oily as it usually gets with any of these foundations. I mean, with the NARS, I can go a while. I can go most of the day without getting oily. But with the Dior, since it's more of a soft matte, I find that, I guess they're both soft matte. But with the Dior, midday, towards the end of the day, I'll be getting oily and I might want to blot or just throw some more powder on. But I think the secret ingredient that I know I've been playing around about, Upsolite, I've been calling it Upsolante and all kinds of stuff, that seems to be the thing that makes this balm different from other products. Now, I did a little bit of research on Upsolite. It's a newer compound, like it's a newer material. I think it was created in like 2013, and it was like by accident. Like, I guess the scientists were like in the lab or something, and they like went to sleep and they got up and they're like, what's this? So it's fairly new. So who knows? Like, right? Who knows what this is going to do to us? But basically it is a like fine powder that absorbs moisture. So it seems that as the day goes on, something hits the bat signal and like indicates to the Upsolite to control the oils. It seems like that's what it does. Now, I have not touched up anything on my face as of yet, and I would say I'm in hour 7 or so of my work day. I still have more to do, okay? Let's not talk about it. Anyway, I have not touched anything up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and touch up right now. I will take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish, and I'm taking just this sponge here and going to powder some of the oilier areas of my face. And honestly, I kind of feel like I liked it before I powdered, because it had more of like a natural kind of finish going on, right? I don't know. Anyway, like today I was thinking like, should I get a backup of this? I am really enjoying it as a primer. Now, I have seen a couple of people like do reviews and they're like, this is not the business. And I'm not sure why. So I want you to make sure that you watch different reviews. This has been my experience as someone with oily skin. I specifically have used this by rubbing the product on my fingers and then smoothing it onto my skin, letting it sit for a little bit, and then putting my foundation on top. So it could be that other people have like drier skin. If you're looking for that dewy look, like full on dewy, I don't know that this is going to give that to you, especially with the Usolante. Like, I don't know if that is going to give you that dewy look, because throughout the day, it's controlling your oils. Do you know what I mean? So this might not be the best thing for you if you're wanting that dewy vibe going on. I will say her Yummy Skin foundation, the serum foundation, that does give a like yummy, juicy look to your skin. It's thicker than the balm and gives more coverage in general. Now, I did read on Danessa Myricks website as well, I think Sephora's website, like the balm can be used in so many different ways. It can be used as a primer. You can get different shades and use as highlighter or contour or bronzer. You can use this to like set your foundation. So there are a ton of different ways you can use it. I believe also you can use it as an eyeshadow primer. So I am actually really glad that I purchased this. I'm really liking it. I have some favorite primers that I already use, but I think this is going right up there with them. I'm really enjoying this primer, especially for my longer days, because I haven't had to do anything, y'all. Usually I'm like running around, like let me grab a powder real quick, but instead I've been able to have a snack. I've been able to like use the restroom. I've been able to take a quick nap. So rather than having to pay attention to my makeup, I've just been like living my best life, working. No, working does not make me live my best life. I've always said that I wish I was like independently wealthy. Anyway, what else? So I did have shade 8 in the Universal Balm. I wanted to make sure that I would be able to use it. So I got a tinted shade, but I also got Universal. Because I was like, if the tinted one doesn't work, I can at least still play around with the Universal. Because I believe Danessa a little bit more when she says something is universal than some other companies where Universal is actually code for nude. And nude is not code for it's gonna work with your skin, dark skin girl. Anyway, I'm going off on tangents. The 8 was a little yellow on me, but one of you pointed out that there is a chart that indicates like what shade in the Yummy Skin will go with a shade in the balm. Now, I think that chart is new because I didn't see it. I think the chart is new, but earlier yesterday, I ordered the shade 9 and I'm returning shade 8. And it looks like according to that chart, shade 9 goes much better with 20W, which is the shade that I have in the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. So I'm excited to try that out and see how I want to use it. I don't know if I'll just use it for like a light coverage day or if I'll use it under or on top of a foundation or anything like that. But what I can say is that I really like the Universal shade and as a primer, and I'm really hoping that if you pick it up that you like it too. Because, you know, you want to like the things that you purchase. So let me know how you've been doing with this balm, if you have picked it up, if you plan to pick it up. I think it's a good one, y'all. I don't like to tell you what to buy and what not to buy because it's your money, right? But I would support your decision to purchase this. I'm going to support you if you decide not to because, like, I'm a supportive person. But I would for real support you if you went ahead and got this balm because I, like, you going to like it. I think especially for those of us who are oily, I would choose this over the Yummy Skin because the Yummy Skin is you're going to be juicy. Anyway, I still have work to do, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Try to get it up for you real fast, real quick. And yeah, let me know what's going on with you in this Blurring Skin Balm. Like and subscribe the video, the channel. Hopefully some of this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.